And nothing more. Very good news, Barcelona family. Like and subscribe to the channel to know everything about Barcelona. In this video, we have a huge revelation about Barcelona, but before that, we need to discuss other very important topics concerning our beloved club. Let's move on to the first. Barcelona is once again becoming a protagonist in the world of football with an interest that generates enthusiasm and anticipation among supporters and on the international sports scene. The sports management of the Catalan club, always active and visionary, has set its sights on Marcus Rashford, the talented English forward from Manchester United, who not only features on the Blaugrana agenda but also ardently wishes to wear the club's jersey, representing one of the most emblematic and beloved football identities on the planet. This circumstance adds a layer of complexity and hope that invites us to think about a possible signing with much more than just sporting interest. It's a shared project between a club and a player who aspire to unite to achieve great goals. Barcelona's sports planning is not limited to mere speculation or simple market rumors. Under the technical direction of Hansi Flick, a meticulous and excellence-driven coach, every move and every name on the list is analyzed in detail to ensure they fit into the playing philosophy, team model, and strategic vision that seeks to return the club to the elite of world football. In this sense, Rashford represents a piece that not only meets the technical and tactical requirements but also brings energy, experience, and potential that perfectly fit into what Flick wants to build. An aggressive, dynamic team that combines talent with hard work and aspires to compete for all titles. The English forward is a footballer with unique qualities. His explosive speed, dribbling and flanking skills, scoring ability, and versatility to play both on the wings and at the center of the attack make him an extremely versatile element. These attributes are particularly valued in a system that relies on mobility and imbalance, where collective work is enhanced by individual quality to overcome opposing defenses. Flick has analyzed Rashford's profile in detail, his statistics, his impact in key matches, and concluded that his incorporation could signify an important qualitative leap for Barcelona. Beyond the purely sporting aspect, the player's own disposition marks a crucial difference. Marcus Rashford has expressed to his entourage his desire to play for Barcelona. For a young, talented, and success-hungry footballer, being part of an institution like the Catalan club is not just a dream but a real goal he is ready to pursue. This enthusiasm adds intangible value to the negotiation. The player's motivation to adapt, perform at his best, and integrate into a team with a very particular style and football culture is something the club highly values. The passion Rashford feels at the idea of wearing the blue and garnet jersey can facilitate his adaptation process and enhance his performance, factors that the club takes very seriously. Manchester United, for its part, is ready to listen to offers. With the change of coach and sports project, the English club considers that Rashford needs a new environment that allows him to grow and show his full potential. The amount mentioned for his transfer is around €40 million, a significant sum but one that, if well managed, could be affordable for Barcelona. The Catalan club's preferred formula is a loan with an option to buy, which would allow them to incorporate the player without an immediate excessive economic impact while evaluating his adaptation and contribution to the team. This financial strategy reflects the club's prudence after years of economic difficulties, as well as its desire not to give up valuable sporting opportunities. Tactically, Rashford can bring a new dimension to Barcelona's attack. His ability to generate danger both through his movements between the lines and his flanking runs can open spaces for his teammates and create situations of numerical superiority. Additionally, his physical power and resistance allow him to maintain a high pace throughout the match, a key factor in systems that demand constant pressure and rapid transitions. Flick, who highly values the physical ability and tactical intelligence of his players, has expressed in various circles that Rashford could be fundamental in setting the pace and aggression the team needs. The human and social dimension of Rashford is also an aspect highlighted by the club. Beyond his technical and tactical quality, he is a player with a leadership profile and commitment that transcends the playing field. His work in social causes and his positive image make him a role model both inside and outside the locker room. This type of figure helps build a healthy and motivating work environment, something fundamental in achieving collective goals. In a club like Barcelona, with a strong identity and deep-rooted values, having players who represent this spirit is as important as having quality on the field. The institutional and media impact of a signing like this would be enormous. Rashford is a globally recognized star with a large fan base and an image that will attract media and commercial attention. This would not only strengthen the club's brand worldwide, but also generate new sponsorship and expansion opportunities in international markets, particularly in England and Europe. In a context where the commercial dimension is fundamental to supporting an ambitious sports project, having a figure of this caliber can be decisive for the club's financial balance and growth. The supporters, of course, play a key role in this entire process. The Barcelona fans are a demanding, passionate audience deeply connected to the club's identity. For many supporters, the arrival of a player of Rashford's caliber and profile represents an exciting opportunity to strengthen a team that needs to return to a maximum level of competition. They see in him a footballer capable of making a difference and bringing decisive goals, qualities considered essential for the club to regain its status as a powerhouse. However, there is also a legitimate debate about the priority given to homegrown players or local young talents, reflecting the constant consideration of the club's identity and model. The club seeks a balance between experience and youth, between international talent and local commitment. Flick and Deco are working to ensure this operation is consistent with this vision, guaranteeing that any incorporation brings immediate and future value. It is fundamental to emphasize that the process is not closed. The sports management continues to negotiate with Manchester United and with Rashford's entourage to finalize the terms that satisfy all parties. The second piece of news concerns an important decision in our beloved club. Barcelona has begun to write a new page in its sporting history with a clear message: improvisations and impulsive decisions in the market are over. Planning for the next season is underway, and one of the first names to be crossed off the list is Van der Sar, the right-back from Monaco, who has been officially ruled out as a potential reinforcement. Although for months he has been part of the club's monitoring agenda, the Brazilian is no longer an option. The change in direction is neither accidental nor minor. It is part of a profound restructuring of the sporting strategy, now under the influence of the new coach, Hansi Flick. Since his arrival in the city, Flick has made it clear that his project goes beyond spectacular signings. His approach is surgical, analytical, and deeply rational. The German coach, with experience at the highest level, believes that before opening the wallet, it is necessary to look inward. That is why, in his first meetings with the sports management, he has been cautious about new signings, and in the case of Van der Sar, his position has been decisive. Flick is seriously considering giving his final approval to rule out the Brazilian. He sees it as an unnecessary, even counterproductive operation. This is not a matter of disrespect for the player's talent. Van der Sar is a powerful fullback with a good stride, an offensive presence, and room for improvement. He has shown at Monaco that he can perform competently in both a back four and a system with wingbacks. However, Barcelona already has similar profiles and, above all, players in whom Flick has full confidence to cover this position without the need for new investments. According to internal analysis, the right flank does not require immediate reinforcement. There are quality solutions, some of which have been developed at LAMINE. Flick has begun to study in detail the team's performance from last season and has concluded that, although there were moments of irregularity, the right-back position was not the weakest point. On the contrary, there is room to enhance what is already there. He is betting on continuity and promoting internal competitiveness. In addition, there is a key factor: the cost of recruitment. Monaco has shown no willingness to negotiate a lower price. The club has valued the player at close to €30 million. This amount, in Barcelona's current economic context, is simply unaffordable for a player who would not arrive as an undisputed starter. Moreover, Van der Sar has a contract in place until 2028, which gives his club a dominant position in any possible negotiation. Barcelona is not in a position to undertake such operations. Financial management remains one of the major challenges facing the institution, with tight salary limits and the urgent need to generate revenue before making any significant signings. Every euro invested must be justified. Therefore, the profiles that will be incorporated in the summer will be scrutinized not only from a sporting point of view but also from an economic one. Ruling out Van der Sar forces the sports management, led by Deco, to restructure its planning. Deco, who is familiar with the Barcelona environment and has a modern vision of football, understands that the new phase under Flick's leadership requires a different way of operating in the market. It is no longer just about seeking talent but finding profiles that fit perfectly into a playing model, a sustainable project, and a rediscovered identity. Deco and Flick are working in harmony. There are no fractures or differences in criteria. Both understand that the priority is to strengthen other areas of the field. The right-back position, for the moment, is secured from within. Investment will therefore be directed towards positions that show signs of fragility or lack of resources. One of the open fronts is the goalkeeper position. The physical situation of Ter Stegen continues to generate some concern, and the club does not want to start the season with doubts in goal. In this regard, Joan Garcia has emerged as a serious target. His profile is appealing for several reasons. He is young, composed, with notable reflexes, and has an obvious margin for improvement. Barcelona does not want to take more risks in a position that has been key over the last decade. Flick demands security and continuity in goal, and Garcia seems to have the attributes to be part of the new cycle. Another point of attention is in the attack, specifically the need for a winger who can make a difference. The name of Luis Diaz is resonating strongly. His speed, one-on-one imbalance, ability to cut inside and outside, and his energy to press high make him an ideal option for the model that Flick wants to establish. However, his recruitment will not be simple. It requires a complex operation with several moving parts. Barcelona is ready to try if conditions allow, but without endangering its financial stability. Another pillar of the new project is LAMINE. The training center is once again at the heart of the sporting structure. Flick, far from being a coach who imposes external figures, has shown in his previous stages a notable ability to enhance young talent. His time with the German national team and Bayern Munich was marked by intelligent management of the locker room and the natural integration of young promises. In Barcelona, he has already made it clear that he intends to do the same. The message is clear: if there is talent at home, it will be used. Young players will have real opportunities, and this also explains the decision not to sign Van der Sar. Every new player who arrives in the locker room must offer an obvious qualitative leap. If not, the door will be closed. In the past, Barcelona has made strategic mistakes in the market. $1 million signings that did not perform, promises that did not consolidate, operations that mortgaged the club's financial health. All of this is part of a necessary learning process. Now, the club wants to write a different story, one based on thoughtful, coherent decisions aligned with a long-term plan. The arrival of Flick symbolizes this change. And now, the question is open to all Barcelona supporters. What do you think, Kules? Is it wise to give up on Van der Sar to focus efforts on other areas? Does the reasoning of Flick and Deco convince you, or do you think it is a mistake to let a profile like the Brazilian slip away? The debate is on. The supporters have a crucial role. Their opinions, support, and critical capacity are part of the soul of the club. This new Barcelona is also being built with the feeling of the Camp Nou, with the voice of the members, with the illusion of the children who wear the blue and garnet jersey in the streets. The future is at stake, and every decision counts. The third piece of news is a major move for Barcelona. Barcelona is repositioning itself at the center of the market with one of those operations that not only excite the supporters but also represent a clear bet for the future. This time, the protagonist is Claudio Echeverri, the young Argentine talent who has already begun to make a name for himself in the elite of football with brilliant performances in the lower categories, both at the club and national team levels. His profile has not gone unnoticed by the sports management of the Catalan club, who believe that the player could fit perfectly into the sports project of reconstruction led by Hansi Flick. Barcelona's interest in Claudio Echeverri is neither accidental nor improvised. For some time, the technicians in charge of international scouting have been closely following the player's progress, highlighting his ability to play as a playmaker, his capacity to generate play between the lines, and his tactical intelligence. Echeverri is a footballer who not only plays with the ball but thinks quickly and acts with his head held high, interpreting each play as if he has been in the elite for years. For a club that has historically prioritized possession-based, technical, and associative football, the Argentine's profile fits like a glove. The admiration is mutual. Echeverri has not hidden in previous interviews his affinity for Barcelona. He grew up watching the team during its golden era and openly acknowledges that the Barcelona style has influenced his way of understanding football. He dreams of one day playing in the club stadium, stepping onto that pitch he has seen on television, and being part of a project that challenges him at the highest level. His desire to wear the blue and garnet jersey is real and has been communicated to his close circle. In this context of mutual interest, the role of Hansi Flick becomes decisive. The German coach, who arrived on the bench with a clear roadmap and a medium-term vision, knows that to rebuild Barcelona, he needs not only established talents but also hungry young players with character and quality. Flick does not recruit names. He recruits profiles. His experience as the German national team coach and as a coach of one of the most demanding clubs in Europe has taught him to detect footballers who can be molded into the system, who adapt to an idea of play without losing their individual essence. According to sources close to the technical staff, Flick has already received reports on Echeverri, and his evaluation is positive. The coach is seriously considering giving the green light to the operation, aware that a footballer of this quality and with this margin for improvement can become a strategic asset for the club. The German is methodical in his decisions and does not rush, but he also does not hesitate when he finds a piece that can add value both immediately and in the future. Echeverri's situation, where he currently lacks playing time at Manchester City, and the possibility of a well-managed loan represent an opportunity that Barcelona is analyzing in detail. Manchester City, for its part, is not closed to the idea of a loan, as long as the destination guarantees the player continuity, protagonism, and a top-level competitive context. The English club is aware that Echeverri needs minutes to continue growing and will not find them in a squad full of stars where every minute is fiercely contested. The possibility of Barcelona entering the race completely changes the landscape, not only because of the club's dimension but also because of what it represents as a training environment and the quality of the technical staff. This is where the most complex part begins, the negotiations. Barcelona, still affected by economic restrictions and financial fair play monitoring, cannot afford mistakes. Every euro counts, but that does not mean there is no room for smart maneuvers. The technical management is exploring creative formulas such as a loan with a non-mandatory purchase option, a loan with performance-related variables, or even a gradual incorporation that allows the club to assume the cost in stages. Sportingly, the arrival of Echeverri would expand the options in the offensive midfield, a key area in Flick's system. The German demands mobility, line breaking, and verticality, but also pause, ball touch, and control. Echeverri can offer all of this, in addition to a competitive mentality uncommon in players of his age. His style partly recalls the great playmakers who have passed through the club in recent decades. Without making direct comparisons, his ability to decide matches with an action, a through pass, or an aggressive dribble makes him a valuable weapon. From an institutional point of view, the incorporation of a young Argentine with international projection also represents a strategic maneuver. It strengthens the club's presence in the South American market, a region historically linked to the club's great figures, and generates an emotional connection with a global fan base that follows every step of these emerging talents. Echeverri is not just a player. He is a story that connects with the essence of Barcelona. Now, what does the fan base think? Is Claudio Echeverri a necessary reinforcement at this moment, or should the club focus its efforts on other more urgent positions? The debate is on the table, and it is legitimate. Some believe that the club should prioritize players from La Masia, who know the style and deserve opportunities. Others, however, see in Echeverri a gem that cannot be allowed to slip away, an investment that can bear fruit both sportingly and economically. In any case, the arrival of Echeverri would be a demonstration of ambition but also of planning. The club does not want to repeat the mistakes of the past, where hasty and tactically unadjusted signings generated more problems than solutions. Now every move is measured, and if they finally bet on Echeverri, it will be because all the pieces fit: the player's desire, the coach's approval, economic viability, and the impact on the team. The sports management continues to work discreetly. There is no rush but determination. They know that the best operations are those that mature at their own pace. Echeverri is on the radar, and if everything goes as planned, he could become the next big name to land at Camp Nou. A young, talented footballer with a desire to triumph and with the hallmark of a football that enchants. Does the idea of seeing Claudio Echeverri in the Barcelona jersey excite you? Do you think he is the profile we need to continue building a competitive team with identity and ambition? Or do you consider that there are other priorities to address first? Your opinion matters because this club is also built from the feelings of those who live it every day. Leave us your impression, yes or no to Claudio Echeverri at Barcelona. Leave us your opinion in the comments.